And now we have our hangar loaded with a fighter jet here. All right, so now let's test our takeoff. How did that happen? I could have sworn these things were perfectly aligned. So now what I'm gonna do is actually detach. Oh no, oh, that was a bad mistake. Oh, I just attached all of this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic, and we are back with the future military base. And today we are going to be looking at some VTOLs or some aircraft that hopefully can fit in these hangars behind me. We're going to be looking at some stair sets that we can hopefully add to these helipads so we actually have a way to get up here. And if we have enough time after that, maybe we'll look at some vehicle garages as well, because we need some land vehicles on here so we can transport our people from our helipads and hangars over to the actual base. So that's going to be the focus on this episode. If you don't remember last episode, you're looking at it right now. We pretty much built everything that's on this island using your parts. So you may notice a couple of differences. One difference is that the helipads no longer have turrets. You might remember that on each of the corners of each helipad, there was actually a turret. So when I was trying to find a flight vehicle for the last episode, I accidentally flew it into one of these turrets, and then it glitched underneath the helipad, and there was no way for me to fix it unless I was to delete the entire helipad and re-weld it. And I saw that was probably going to be a regular problem if I'm not completely precise with my flying. Hitting the turrets was probably going to happen more than once, and they were going to glitch out and lag the game a little bit. So I decided it would be safer. Let's just not have turrets on the helipads, because we're going to have turrets on this island over here at some point, and maybe even some turrets. We can have some other turrets somewhere on this island as well. So we don't need 4 turrets per helipad. I think that's a little bit overkill. And the other change I made was I have hollowed out the backs of these airplane hangars here. This used to be a solid back. I had hollowed it out and filled in all the necessary pieces to make it all uniform. I've also added this little ramp leading into the back here. So hopefully that'll allow us to be able to load these with some planes. So other than that, I think everything else is pretty much the way we left it. So now let's take a look at, see if we have any VTOLs that can fit in these things, any new jet submissions. I gave you guys my flight controls are now in the future military submissions Discord chat channel. If you go to the pins there, there's actually a screenshot showing the exact flight controls, the hotkeys I use, and what they all control. So if you want to build some flying vehicles that are going to be easy for me to use and showcase in this series, then definitely take a look at that and model your flight controls after that. It makes it super easy for me to show off how awesome your vehicles are, and much easier for me to control them around. So one of the VTOLs that really stands out, but I think it might be too big for these garages, is this MSI Uber VTOL Black by the Mad Scientist. Now, he says this is a black version of something else he's made, so I don't think we've looked at the other version. So let's just spawn it in. Ooh, that's actually kind of close. That's actually really, really close. I don't know. That looks really, that looks like it might be able to fit. Let's hop in this thing and see if we can fly it. I think it uses my controls. Did he say it uses my controls? Yeah, control scheme is my scheme here, so we should be able to fly this thing without too much of an issue as long as it's weighted correctly. But look at the design of this. I love the way the wing flaps look. All right, we should have, whoop. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, it looks like, yeah, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like it is just a little bit too big. Let's fly it around first, and then we'll see if we can bring this thing into the garage there. But those wings look just a little bit too long. All right. Oh, look at that switch into jet mode from VTOL mode. That is fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. Those lights come on. Oh, and they circle around, too. Look at those lights. That's pretty cool. And then they turn off when you want to go into jet mode, and then all the wings flatten out. So yeah, that is a pretty cool VTOL transformation. I like that a lot. I wish this thing could fit in the garage, because how awesome would that be? Whoa. All right, let's see if we could do some aileron rolls. I got it right that time. I know you guys, every single time I say barrel roll, you guys always catch me in the comments. All right, so now let's fly ourselves down here. Well, at least we can land this thing on a helipad. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened to our jet? Oh, there we go. There we go. At least we should be able to land this thing on one of these helipads, right? Let's try to see how it fits on the helipad here. Look at that. This thing is so easy to control. That was excellent. All right, now let's see. Can this thing fit in here? I really don't think it can, but I just really want to give it a try. Nope. Nope. Sorry, this is more of a helipad vehicle. You know what? Speaking of which, why don't we just leave it on one of these helipads over here, because this thing looks awesome, and I kind of want to just have it as like a nice little part of my little collection. All right, let's face it this way. All right, and there we go. Take a look at that. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else that might actually fit in these garages. I'm really desperate to find a VTOL that can take off from these garages, nice and straight. All right, we got an FMB fighter jet here. I don't know how this thing is gonna work, but we're gonna spawn on it. This is by Gigabit. We're gonna see. Ooh, it does have some landing gear as well. Oh, look at those wings go. That's pretty cool. All right, it looks like it even has some like weapons and stuff on the side. You know, when the spud guns are gonna be coming out soon, so all of you guys who made all these fake weapons on your aircraft are gonna have to make some modifications to add actual weapons to these things. All right, how do we get in? Oh, I see. So I think these are my flight controls. So let's, we should be able to take off. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Slightly different than how I normally do it, but usable. Usable. All right. Interesting wing design, too. Really interesting wing design. All right. Can we use follow cam with this? It looks like we can. Oh, maybe not. What is happening? Why is my tail shaking like that? That's a little bit weird. All right. So now let's see. Can we land this thing? Because I think we have some landing gear as well. So let's come on down in here. Come on down. Oh, wait, is this reverse? Oh, it has a reverse. That's interesting. Usually my my down key is down, but this time it's reverse. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put our landing. Oops, that was a little bit of a rough landing. All right, so here's the idea. Here's the idea. We land. Oh, it's bouncy. It's bouncy here on this concrete. We land, and then we should be able to work our way around, and then into. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Into the hangar. Excellent. There we go. And now we have our hangar loaded with a fighter jet here. All right, so now let's test our takeoff. Whoops. Let's keep our landing gear down for now. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, take off. We're going. We're going. We're going. And then we raise our landing gear. Oh, that is how it's supposed to work. Right there. That is the goal. That was the whole point of those things. Uh-oh. All right, and we just cost ourselves a couple millions of dollars testing out our new aircraft here. But it's okay. We'll send the aliens a bill, and I'm sure they'll cover it. All right, so this is a potential candidate. Let's store this thing over here. There we go. It looks really nice in here too. Like, just take a look at that. All right, let's see if there's any other potential candidates to have in these garages. I mean, we don't have to have the same plane in each garage. All right, here is a really interesting and really futuristic looking kind of flight craft here. This is called the SMFMB VTOL. So many acronyms. That's the military for you, isn't it? This is by IFL Madman. No mods. Ooh, that's impressive. No mods. So that means he had to use the big thrusters. And apparently he uses my controls. So let's see. Let's find out. Oh, he's using kind of the idea that I had on the VTOL that I made for Eviction with the thrusters kind of aiming towards each other there. All right, let's see. We got some logic in here and stuff. Let's see how this thing works. There we go. We should be able to go up, go down. Oh, interesting. All right, now let's see. We can switch modes. All right, we got some lights showing the mode switch in the back there. All right, and we go forward. This might be another potential candidate. Let's see how it feels. All right, let's do a backflip here. Nailed it. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. No problem. Recovered from that. All right, what about doing a roll? Oh, rolls are no problem. No problem at all. Look at that. All right, now let's go ahead and turn ourselves back around here. And let's try to load this thing up into the hangar. So this thing does not have wheels, which means we actually have to fly it into the hangar, which should be no problem for an ace pilot like myself. Yeah, ready? Just gotta go nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Oh, we got it, no problem. And then off. Nailed it. Perfect, look at that. It fits perfect. All right, I guess we could actually just probably drop this thing in here so it's nice and straight. There we go. All right, so now we have this one fits pretty well in here. So let's see what it's like to take off from the actual garage. We go up a little bit, hit our forward, and we are off. Just like that. Check it out. All right, this one works too. We can also land this one on the helipads, just like that. All right, so next up for the episode, now we've gone through some VTOL stuff. We found some stuff that actually works for the garages. I actually had to delete some of the stuff off of these landing pads here because they were causing my frame to tank a little bit. I could probably weld these and that might help out, but right now my frames are at 60, so we're good for now. Up next, we're going to actually see if we can find some staircases to allow ourselves to actually get up to these helipads without any issues, because right now I have to use the chair method and it works really well, but it doesn't look the greatest. So in the Discord, I saw a few stair submissions, so let's see what you guys have come up with and if there's anything that we can use. All right, so there's a couple of things that stand out here as potentially usable for the helipads in particular, and that is that we have a stair pack by the Fierce Deity Gaming. So we'll take a look at this first. We have a couple of different options with this. So this is what we got here. So what I like about this is this actually gives us options. So not only can we have a staircase going up to each helipad, but we can also have walkways that go in between the helipads and things like that. So there's actually a staircase over here. None of this looks like staircases, but right here, if we press the switch, you can see it actually raises up into a staircase. So if we need this staircase to be higher at all, we will have to make some adjustments and add some pistons and stuff. But I'm thinking actually there might be potential. There's another staircase I want to look at, and I want to see if they can combine. That'd be really cool if we actually combine two different things from you guys for like one aspect of this, two different staircase submissions. All right, so the other one is by Max here. Oh wait, no, wait, what? Creator Max, Creator Boobulastic. All right, one of these people, they're probably the same person, created this one here. This one actually is really elegant looking. But not only is it that, but check it out. It's actually using like a mirrored stair thing, which is really cool. So I'm wondering, like, how does it fit with this? Because it'd be kind of cool, like we have like this black walkway and stuff, but then what if we just had it go up into this mirrored staircase? I don't know. I'm just gonna see how it fits. So we can actually weld this thing like right here, and that actually fits okay. So we can just go up this staircase. Then we can have more of these walkways up at the top of the staircase. So I kind of like the idea of having just a static staircase instead of the pistons, because the pistons, like just the more complicated we make things unnecessarily with all these pistons next to each other, then the quicker we're gonna get laggier in the world. So now if I just take this right here, and I can bring it around over here and weld it right there, I guess. Whoop, we're falling, but this should be okay. Let's just see how it looks as a transition. So you go up the staircase, and then yeah, I mean, it's a little bit thinner, but honestly, it doesn't look too bad because it kind of makes it so that the staircase a little bit narrower. You can reach the arm rails, then you go up into a wider kind of walkway here. So I think we can pull this off. So the first thing I'm gonna wanna do is add the walkways up here, and then we're gonna wanna weld the staircase coming down from the walkways. All right, so I should be able to just weld these like this. Ooh. This actually takes up more space than I thought. Not to worry though, we can work with this. Now, it'd be really nice if whatever the straight walkway is, if it's just perfectly, if we could just weld them in between there, but we're probably gonna have to make some size adjustments as we get closer in between. We're gonna see how that goes when we get there. First, let's just get these established. So what I'm thinking is, so we have this, and then I'm gonna attach them here to here, and that should all be lined up. And then we're also gonna have the staircase coming off, and it looks like we are going to have to cut the staircases probably, because these look like they're going to be way too long. Let's just see how long they actually are. Oh, actually, that is like that's not as much as I thought it was going to be. So it looks like we can fit 14 down from the top. So there's 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14. So that means we got to cut after here. All right, it looks like it is. So before I weld this, I'm actually going to save the shorter version and hope that the other ones are the same distance from the ground. All right, there we go. Look at that. I actually think that looks pretty nice. Oh, we got to fill in that right there, but that's no problem. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. All right, now let's see if we can weld this one as well. Perfect, perfect. All right, now we just need one more and hope that that one is the same distance from the ground. Look at that. All right, so now we need to connect in between these two with the walkway. Where is the straight walkway? Oh, looks like this is it right here. And it's good, it's small. That means that we have more room for error with this. All right, so let's see. How many of these can we weld here? There's 4, and let's see, is this gonna fit? It looks like we might need like a little bit more. Okay, we need... Oh, wait, what? Are these not... Oh, please don't even tell me. Please do not tell me that these things... How did that happen? I could have sworn these things were perfectly aligned. Isn't that aligned with this? This doesn't make any sense. All right, so that's perfectly aligned. Now I've added 1 block onto here to weld this. And I've added 1 block onto here to weld this. How does this not... Oh, hold on a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no way. Look at this. So this one has an additional block right here after this beam. This side doesn't. So I actually welded the cross-section walkway here incorrectly. All right, so this one has the 1 block. This one does not have the 1 block. This one does not have the 1 block. So these two will align, but those two will not. So you know what I'm going to have to do? Okay, now I just have to make sure I take this thing by the right side where there's no gap, correct? No gap. And weld that part right there. All right, so that should put us back in action on this side. Everything looks good over here, and we should be lined up now. Okay, back to what we were doing. All right, so now this should line up perfectly. So we're gonna have 1 more plus a few little strands that we're gonna have to try to cut out. Wait, does it not... Did I do it? Did I really do it again? No. Wait, what? No, I chose the right side this time. I am so confused right now. I am so confused right now, because now we have... This is flush with the edge. And then over here, this is flush with the edge. Alright, so we have to figure out, does this line up? Like, there is no reason why this shouldn't be lining up right now. And wait, what? The helipads themselves are not welded exactly the same. So even though these corners are lined up, there's actually a different amount of blocks going to the edge of this helipad than there are to the edge of this helipad. So it must be that this side is a different amount of blocks than this side. Can we test that out? Let's see. That's 11, correct? And 11. And 11. All right, well, these match up to 11. Oh, I found out the issue. I found out the issue. And you know what? There might be a really simple solution to this. The issue is I thought I welded this at the center, but I did not weld this at the center. This would have been the center of this one. And this one will be centered. So that is the issue right here. But I think what I should then be able to do is detach this one and then just weld it back. That should be the weld point right there, just so I know. And then we should be okay. So I just detach this. There we go. Catch this. I just gotta put it down somewhere, like right there. All right, now I just take this weld point, and then this should be the solution. Just attach it right there. Now we're lined up. All right, that solved it. I just need to get another one of these staircases and weld it over there. Oh no, what's wrong now? This doesn't make any sense anymore. It doesn't make any sense anymore. This is centered, right? This one is centered. And yet, we have another discrepancy. Wait, what? This doesn't line up. Why doesn't this line up? This doesn't make any sense. This isn't right. Unless... Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9. The shorter side's on that side on this one. All right, no problem. All I have to do is weld the opposite side to there. Oh, man. At least I'm figuring out where I went wrong in all my previous episodes. All right, I should now have this in the correct orientation so that this will actually fit and line up, I hope. Please. Please let this be correct this time. All right, this should work. There we go. Get up here. All right, it lines up. It lines up. Thank you. Okay, so now we need what? 1, 2, 3 blocks. 3 blocks, starting with a non-beam, beam, and non-beam. Okay, we can do this. All right, so now we just got to cut pretty much from here to here, in between there. And this should be our connector section right here. So let me just save this as unnamed really quick. Spawn in 2 of these. And that should allow me to go ahead and weld this one right here. There we go, perfect fit. It's connecting. Things are starting to finally work out. Things are lining up. And this one goes right here. Excellent. Okay, so now, before we put the stairs back, let me delete all of this. We're going to detach all of this stuff and then re-weld it. We'll duplicate it, then re-weld it back over on that side. Oh, and I just remembered, now I have to adjust that side. All of the helipad adjustments I made over here, I have to make them over there too. So this has been... oh, this has been quite the project to make sure that everything is lining up perfectly. So let's go adjust this helipad really quick. And then we should be able to complete this without too much more of a hassle, I hope. All right, so I've adjusted the helipads over there. They should be completely symmetrical with the helipads over here. So now what I'm going to do is actually detach. Oh, no. Oh, that was a bad mistake. Oh, I just attached all of this. But you know what? You know what? I'm going with this. I am going with this. Because now what I'm going to do is to ensure that there is no discrepancies between one side and the other, I'm just going to remove all the helipads on the other side. I'm going to take this entire section right here and just copy it over there. That is the best foolproof way to ensure that it is all symmetrical. The only issue I'm seeing right now is height. We have to make sure that the height is the same. So this whole plateau is about the same height, right? So that means I have to figure out how high from like the center point here these helipads are. You know what? I got an idea. I got a great idea. We're going to use the staircase as a reference guide. That way we can use the full staircase instead of having to cut it. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to put this entire thing on a lift over here. Now we know that this beam is in line with that beam, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to make this beam about that high. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see where this staircase will allow me to weld. And that'll tell me how high I want this beam to be. All right, so that's too low. And that right there is perfect. So what this tells me is if I have the height of my walkway right there, then this should work out perfectly for these staircases. So that means I'm just going to delete right above it. All right, and now what I should be able to do is I'm going to go to this center one right here. And there's a little gap right here, right? So now I'm just going to take the center of this gap, click that weld point, and that is where I'm going to weld to the very top of this beam. All right, so this should weld here with no issues. There we go. Ooh, laggy. Come on, lag. Stop lagging. Why are my frames... All right, there we go. Our frames are back. So now, here's the test. Was I correct? Now I should be able to weld the staircase with no problem. right there, and it should reach the ground perfect. There we go. That is how you do it. So we've readjusted this to actually be even better. So now I got to go over here and I got to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to delete these helipads over here entirely. All right, so we're using the staircase as a reference point again, and we know that right as soon as it turns white is the top welding point. So that means we're going to delete everything just above it. And then once again, I spawned in that whole helipad section. So now I should be able to take the center point and then bring it all the way back over here. All right, weld this right there. So now we have a perfectly mirrored version because it is an exact copy of what's over there. So now, once again, the truth, or the moment of truth is going to be, does this staircase weld? Perfect. Perfect. Okay. I think we're doing good. Now, I am hoping that the edges will weld just as well with this full-size staircase. So we're going to spawn in 2 more of these over here. All right, let's see if this one welds. Looking good. Perfect. Here's the last one on this side. Looking good. Perfect. All right, now we just got 2 more over here. That one is perfect. And then the last one is perfect. So now we have our actual walkway. But we actually have to put like a wall here or something. All right, look at that. So now what I want to do, actually, I got to put a walkway in between each of these. We got to figure out which side. This is actually 1 full length. I remember that, 1 full length. So 16 blocks. Let's spawn in the mini walkway. Let's see how long that is. All right, so it's definitely not 16 long. So let's weld 2 of these together. All right, so now we need to cut from here to here. There we go. So now this should be a perfect 16 long block or walkway that'll fit perfectly in between each of these helipads. So I'll just save this as unnamed temporarily really quick. Spawn in what we need, 4 of these. Now I should just be able to delete these without any issues, I hope. Oh, good. All right, now let's see if my measurements were correct. There we are. Perfect fit. Measurements were correct. Now let's get the open side again. Well, that right there, and I think we have some successful walkways in between the helipads now. Look at that. Okay, so now he's going to do the same thing on the other side, and I think we will have successfully made perfectly symmetrical helipads with walkways and staircases. Some awesome futuristic staircases too. All right, there it is. There it is. All right, now let's just go ahead and get an aerial view of this thing. Now let's go ahead and use, this is one that we haven't actually seen before by Legendary Bimbo. Apparently uses my control, so this shouldn't be too bad. This is actually a pretty decent looking jet. All right, let's see, open up the door. There we go. All right, up we go. Looking good so far. Look at that, that actually looks really nice. This is really coming together. Yeah, this is really starting to look like a nice aircraft island. This is good. This is good. I'm liking it. I am liking it. Nailed it. Well, I made a lot more mistakes with those helipads that needed correcting than I ever expected, which means that this took a lot longer than I also expected. So I'm going to have to wrap up the episode here. It's been about an hour and a half so far just putting these walkways in and experimenting with some jets. Oop, I got to delete this too. But let me know, what do you guys want to see? What do you want me to do in the next episode? Do you want me to focus on... Oh, no. Did I really do that? You got to be kidding me. Did I do that on any of these other ones? All right, well, I'm gonna fix that off camera, but apparently I did not weld that staircase on very straight. But let me know, what do you want to see in the next episode? Do you want to see me focus on some alien creations for the next episode? Do you want to see me do like a vehicle bay here? This is one thing I'm going to be looking for is garages or vehicle bays that we can add probably over in... Actually, there's not a lot of space left now, is there? Where are we going to put vehicle bays? So we need some vehicles somewhere. Well, the vehicle bays can't be too big then, because they're going to have to fit just a few vehicles, I guess, on the sides of this bridge here. Unless we actually have the vehicle bays hanging off of the plateau, like the helipads are. So that's something to consider. So let me know your feedback on that. Is that what you want to see in the next episode? Do you want to see us continue this area? Maybe we should continue back inside the main base and like maybe look at some headquarters, some soldier barracks, things like that. Or we can have an alien focused episode where we fly around and travel around an alien technology in vehicles, maybe even some corrupted vehicles. I don't know, have many of you made any corrupted vehicles yet? Remember, corrupted vehicles are corrupted versions of alien vehicles, not completely independent new vehicles themselves, because the corruption isn't its own race of beings, it actually corrupts existing races. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below what direction you want it to go in next week, and I'll be sure to take in your feedback into consideration, and that'll drive what we do next week. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.